This channel is a member of the Astral Stars, which means we have a zero tolerance policy against the harassment of others. Anybody who violates that policy will be banned. For further information, please visit www.theastralstars.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Sylvia from Form Prints. Welcome to another episode of Astral Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Make sure to check out my channel by clicking on the link in the description below. Hope you enjoy your video.
Yeah, check that out. Alright, check it out. You want us to showcase your channel? Be sure to check out the description below and click that link for the rules and regulations. Can you dig it? Alright, check it out, guys. This is part 13 of this 2003 Jeep Liberty Sport with the 3.7 partial engine rebuild. We are coming along great. Today's episode is what we're gonna do is we're going to change the valve seals, or the umbrella seals, some people call them. I like to call them umbrella seals because they look like an umbrella on the cylinder heads. And as a suggestion from Manic Mechanic 007, we're going to also show you how to lap them valves in. Let's get all that grime and all from the valve seats and make sure they nice and sealed up. Alright, and this is a good job because we're going to see if any damage was done to the valves, because it might as well replace them now, because if you don't, you're going to be pulling these heads off and this is going to be a nightmare. Alright, so let's get our head set up. We're going to do one head at a time. Alright, so let's get one of them set up already, the one that we checked already for warpage, which came out great. Let's get that set up and get this done. We'll be right back. Alright guys, here we go. We got our head sitting right here. Now if you notice, there are some lifters missing out of here. One lifter, one rocker. This is one that came apart. So dang it, man, this one all messed up. But we got new ones to fit in there. Now the first thing we're going to do is take off our camshaft. Now what I want to show you is, usually I would get a marker and mark each cap, but this one already has the stamps on. Look at that, 1 forward, that one's got the number 2 forward, 3 forward, and 4. So that's already marked for us. So what we're going to do is start taking off these caps. And what I'm going to use here is a 10mm shallow socket, 6-inch 3/8 drive extension. You know what? Let's go with a 4-inch extension. And what we want to do is start from the outer two and work our way in. That's what we want to do, is break them loose. Go to the inner ones, and you want to take them up a little bit by a little bit, so in that way you release the pressure evenly. If you take off one, there's a good chance that that cam will actually crack. I have seen that. So let's go around. Alright, now we got that out. Got them loose. Let's take them all completely loose. Alright, let's do that. We'll be right back. Alright, we got them all loose. Now we're going to take them up and we're going to put them to the side. And let's take our camshaft off and lay that down to the side. Now we got our rockers right here. Take our rockers up. Now we're going to take our lifters out of their journals, just so we don't lose them. They just pop right out of there. And see this one. And see how this one is? This one I can't push that down. Look at these two. slow this one again. So this one I can't move it at all. I think I'm going to be replacing those two. Taking no chances. Taking no chances at all with this. Oh, we got one more right here. Get that. Oh, we got one more right here. I mean, there's a good chance that when oil pressure goes to that, it'll build it back up. But I really don't know if I want to take a chance, guys. I don't know if I want to do that. All right, now, we got little keepers inside holding these valves on. Let me take my gloves off here. If you can look inside there, you'll see like there's, it's called keepers. 2 half-moon clips. One on each side. And that's holding the valve spring in place. I'm going to show you it. Now you can get the tool and take these out one at a time. Take a little time, and actually got the tool over there. I'm going to show you a little while. But I'm going to show you a nice quick way of doing this to get them loose. Alright? We'll be right back. Alright, you guys, watch this little trick. Check this out. We're going to work with this cylinder right here since it's closest to you. And what you're going to do, we're going to take 2 rags, put them together, make sure they're nice and balled up, nice and good. Flip up the cylinder head, place the rag right where the cylinder is. Bring it back down and let it rest right on that cylinder, right on them 2 valves. The next thing you're going to do, take my 4 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch drive extension, 17 millimeter deep impact socket, and of course your handy dandy carpenter's hammer. And what you're going to do, zoom in right here, you're going to take this set, you're going to take this setup, place it right over the ring that's holding that valve down, just like that. Okay, so let's back up now. Alright, and once you got it on like that, you're going to take your hammer and you're going to whack right there. And you're going to hold it into place. Watch your keeper. Okay, as you can see, I got 1 keeper out. I'm going to go to a 18 millimeter so it grabs it better. There we go. We got both our keepers, and when you set those keepers in, you see how there's a small end and a larger end. The large end goes down. All right, so let's take off our spring. Bam, look at that, got it right off of there. And what we're going to do, so we can put these back in the same cylinder that we took them out in, we're going to set these to the side. Now the keepers not going to matter, but you can set them over there too. All right, now we can go over here to the other cylinder. One, 2, got that out. There it is. It's in place. Great. Those 2 are out. Now we could do, flip the cylinder up, cylinder head up, push our valves down. And tap this one a little bit. There we go. Okay, here's our 2 valves, intake and exhaust. Now what you want to do, this is a good time to set it, push this to the side, put these keepers over here, set it down on a flat surface. Let me take my hands off. This way we can find out if these things are bent. There we go. Cool. They are straight as anything. They look good. A little carbon built on. We're going to clean all that off on both of them. Alright, so we're going to set this over here to the first cylinder. So we know that's the first cylinder. Matter of fact, let's move this over. So we know now that's the first cylinder. Now we're gonna do flip it back down like we got it. Take our rags and move it over to the next cylinder and knock those out. All right. So what we're gonna do? I'm gonna get the other two out, and I want you to join me when we're done. Be right back. All right, guys. Everything came out great. Look at that. Oh, this is some crummy looking valve, man. Look at that. All right, we got them all out in the cylinders they came in. Great, we are looking good. The next thing we're going to do is remove our umbrella seals. And what I'm going to use here, a hose pliers. The hose pliers got that rounded edge to it. So we can just grab it, twist it, pop it right off. Just like that. So let's pop all of them off. Look at that oil up under there. Dang. You know? So we're going to pop all of them off. Also, while I'm here, I'm going to take me a flat screwdriver, and you see, this is where the head bolt goes at. I want to make sure that is cleaned out, because if that stuff is in there, I will not get the right torque on the cylinder head. Especially, look at that right there. So I'm going to clean all that up too. And get this one too. And you know what I might do? I'm like, listen, you know what? I'm going to take these out. Now that I got them, when I get them out, what I'm going to do is take the head and pressure wash it again. I pressure washed it, but that's a lot of stuff right there. I'm going to really get that off of there. Look at that. I want that nice and clean. I mean, I can probably spray it with some carburetor cleaner. Let's turn this head up. Let's look at the other side. Yeah, see, if I pressure wash, I can get all in there. Look at that stuff in there, man. Heck yeah. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do, guys. Let me just get a pressure tester. Pressure wash. I'm gonna wash this thing down again. I do not like the way that looks, especially around there where it seats at. I want to make sure that is nice and clean inside where the lifters go, nice in there. Wash out all the journals, so the oil passages. So this would be great. All right, so we got this. Let's set this to the side, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the valves. We're gonna go up here in the truck. All right, the first thing we gotta do is come over here. And I got this little switch right here. I got a 2500 watt power inverter up under there. And this is to cut it on. So I hit the button, cut it on. That gives me 110 through here. My lights. I got my pure sine wave inverter for all the electronic stuff like the laptop and all. But for that, we're going to do this. And what I'm going to do, cut it on. I'm going to go ahead over here. And I'm going to clean all this stuff off the valves, make them look nice and shiny. We're still going to lap the valves in, but this is to get that stuff, that heavy duty stuff off of there. Alright, so we're going to do that to all the valves, and I'm going to pressure wash the cylinder head, get all that nice and clean, and then we'll be right back. Alright guys and girls, we are back. Check this out. I cleaned that up nice and good. Pressure washed the mess out of that. Also, on the other side, clean out all, pressure washed all inside there. Now the next step we're going to do is lapping the valves, and what you want to do is make sure you have some valve grinding compound. And what that's going to do is, you see I cleaned up all our valves over here, and if you pay attention, you look really close at the, you see how it's gritty, that stuff up there. What that does, what the grinder does, is clean all that up, get all that stuff out of there, and make sure it seats right inside there, so you do not get any kind of lost compression at all. Also, the reason why you definitely want to clean your valves off, because you got to remember, not this one so much, but this one, this is the intake valve. So gas and air goes down there. If you got carbon buildup all right here, that gas will stop right there, and you won't get the full amount of gas you're supposed to get inside those cylinders. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to put some gloves on, and we're going to take a small amount of the valve grinding compound. We're going to put it on the outside of the valves, or we can put it right inside here. Be better, just around here on all cylinders. And then we got our little handheld tool. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do that. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, check it out. Here we go. Let's zoom in a little bit here. And what I'm using is the valve grinding compound and a Q-tip. This is called the 007. Anytime you put in kind of lubricant or this on a Q-tip, you call that the 007. So I'm about to do the 007. All right. Let's get set up on one of those right there. And you can actually see the dirt built up around there. What I'm gonna do is put some on a Q-tip. And put it around, just around the seat. Just like that. And we're gonna do all of them just like that. And you don't have to worry about this stuff. This stuff does not dry up. All right, so let's get all our cylinders done and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are looking good. Look at that. I got that going around each and every one. And now we want to take its respective valve and place it in the cylinder. Each cylinder. So we're going to go like this. Push that down. And we're not installing the umbrella seals yet. Just going to set those down like that. Oh, this is looking good. Okay, push them down. Push them down. Okay. And push that one down. Now, the next thing we're going to do is you're going to take your little valve lapping tool. This go ahead. The only thing this is got suction cups on each end, and you want to put just a little bit of water, just a tiny bit, tad bit, on each one of the valves. That's looking good, man. I'm liking this. All right, so let's get us a little water. We'll be right back. All right, let's get this set up here. Got me a little bit of water here. Let's take a little dab. And that's so that suction will really hold on. Got a nice seal on it. All right, now what you want to do is take the suction cup. You want to push down. It locks on to the valve. And now what you want to do, take your hand and go back and forth. Let me go in there. All right, and what you want to do, you're grinding that valve right in there. That's what's called valve lapping. Seal that up again. It don't take much. Get too much up there. This is an old tool, so make sure you get a newer one. Let me try the other end. I don't use this end too much. It's not. Should have got a new one, man. Sit with this old one. And you'll hear it when you hear that thing gets kind of like, you won't hear it grinding no more. It'll sound kind of smooth. Heard that? See that? That sound? All right, pop it out, and we're gonna clean that up. That looks good. As a matter of fact, let me wipe it off a little bit and show you. And look how smooth that engine is right there. But we're gonna clean that up with some carburetor cleaner. Okay, pop that off. Go to my next one. And this one I'm gonna have to use my smaller one. Okay, you make sure you use a very little water on this thing. Dang it, man. There's gotta be an easier way of doing this crummy mess, man. Oh, that one went in nice. Listen to that. Okay, they turned it a little bit. All right, that one, at least that one held good. Look at that. All right, so let's do the other cylinders and we'll be right back to clean this up. All right, guys, check it out. I'm on my last one, and I should have pointed this out to you. When you lap these valves, what you want to do, okay, you're going to go, hook this back in here. You're going to go back and forth, and once you finish going back and forth, turn it a little bit, and now go back and forth again. So you're not always at that same spot. Turn a little bit. Oh, come on. Turn a little bit. Okay. Alright, just want to let you know, finish up, go over these one more time, just a little bit, and we'll be right back. Alright, there we go. We had got that done. The next thing I want to do, start taking these out. Take out number one. Take me some carburetor cleaner. Got my pan over here. Clean it up. You want to make sure you get that stuff off of there. And let me show you a nice close-up. Look at that nice bead. Look at that nice sealing bead. That's what you want to see. Nice seal. Let's set that to the side. Let's pull out another one over here. Okay. Spray this down. Oh, that one's nice right there. You know, I think I might go do that one a little bit more. I mean, I can see the shiny spot where it's sealing, but I might go that a little bit more, put a little bit more on that one. But for the rest of them, let's get those cleaned up and get those out. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are looking good here. Next thing we do, take my carburetor cleaner and clean up all that mess around them seats. Look at them seats, man. They look nice. Oh, that looks good. My seats look good. Okay. As I was taking, I still got the valve over here. You know, I didn't even clean this one up good yet. Something bothered me a little bit. This valve right here. I noticed in the beginning, I thought it was grime and all, but to this one go in, I don't know. It's like getting stuck right there. Let me take one from. I took one from this cylinder right here. And I'm gonna see something here. See that? Nice and easy. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's. Just felt like it didn't. Just felt like there was a problem with it or something. Like it's not going down smooth. But I guess that could be me. Okay, it's just me. My bad. I want to make sure that nothing was bent here. And actually, what I can do is take the two valves from here. I can roll them together. Yeah. They're good. Okay. All right. So that is great. Now what we're going to do is let's flip our head back over. And let's go get our new umbrella seals. Right back. All right, guys, check it out. We got our new umbrella seals, or valve seals. And what we want to do, these are knocked down on to each of these ports right here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the 007. Give me a little Q-tip with just a small amount of lithium grease. And just put it right around the edges so those will slide on better. Not a lot, just a little bit, because you don't want to mess that rubber up. Alright, so let's go around and do each one of these. Just a little bit. Alright, be right back. Okay, all of them are done. The next thing I want to do, another 007. Take each of our valve seals. I'm going to take a little bit and dab it right in between there. That's so when we put our new valve in there, we don't damage that seal around there. Now, a lot of these kits will come a little bit of a plastic tube with a cap on the end. And what you would do is put it onto there, and then you push it through so it won't damage it. But this one didn't come with it, so we're going to be doing it that way. All right, so let's grab 6 of them. Let me grab one more. Grab one more. Go on the inside. Put it like that. Alright, so let's get that done. We'll be right back. Guys, we are looking good. Now let's get right on top of those two right there. The next thing you want to do, let's see here. Let me go and tuck this up. We got here an 18mm deep socket 3/8 drive with a 6-inch 3/8 drive extension. And our favorite hammer, carpenter's hammer. Now what you want to do is take one of them, take one of your valve seals, set it on to where it's supposed to be. Put your socket assembly on it. Take your hammer and whoops. Dang it. Dang it. Wait a minute. Let's try 19 instead. Let's try the 19 because the 18 was hugging on too tight. Okay, extension. There. All right, let's do the other one right there. Perfect. Look at that. Yes. All right, let's do the other 4 and we'll be right back. Look at that, guys. Brand new valve seals. This thing ain't leaking no oil at all. All right, now let's, the next part, we're gonna have to turn this, keep this up on its side like this for the tool that we're about to use. This tool is great. I love this tool. All right, and what you're gonna do here, take it off. You're gonna be using 2 of these pieces right here. One tool is gonna be hooked on the head to hold the valve into place. And let's see here, the biggest one. Can I use for both of them? Heck yeah, I can use for both of them. Use for both. So we're gonna hook this onto right here. Actually, my bad. I'm gonna go down to here. All right, and then the other side is gonna hold the spring on. So we need 1, 2, fit over that spring. That looks about right. Oh, that fit up there perfect. So we're going to be using this one for the spring. And let's see, how do I want to, which way do I want to do this? You know what, I think I'm going to do it set right there. I think I'm going to have it this way. Just like that. So my tool is going to be like this. This side is going to hold the valve in. This side is going to push down on the spring. So let's do one real quick. Here's our valve right here. So we're going to push that valve in there. How big is it? There it is. Push that valve into place. Beautiful. Alright. Let's see. Here it is right here. You see how the lithium helped push that through there? That's great. The next thing we're going to do, how am I going to film this and do this at the same time? We're going to take our spring assembly, we're going to set it down on top of there, just like that. Then set the retainer ring right up on like that. And our valve is in like that. And what we're going to do is bring our tool around. Let me unhook this and we're going to bring it around there. And it's going to hook onto the top of that spring. Be right back. Alright. See how I got the tool wrapped around? This side is going to hold the valve into place. Push up against the valve. And this side, while I'm cranking down with the handle, see how it pushes the keeper down in there? It pushes it down enough where I can slowly get my keepers into place. And as you can see, I can't get it down there yet, so that means I gotta bring that down a little bit more. That's okay. Bring it down enough whack. Now, there's grooves in there. If you see those grooves on the top of these valve stems, you got to make sure that those grooves fit in there. They line up perfectly. I almost got one in there. And this is with one hand, man. This is bothersome. Where's my magnet at? Let's get my magnet. Get that keeper out of there. Dang, how much do you want me to push down in this thing? Nope. That ain't it. Right there. There it is. Got one in. Now let's get the other one in. I have to turn this a little bit. And remember, you see how it's made? Let me just show you right real quick. Turn to this side. See how the small end faces down. That goes into the spring first. Remember that. When you got two hands doing this, believe me, you're gonna have no time. You ain't gonna have no problem at all doing this. Just this in one hand, man. Come on. Just a little bit more. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to set this down. Let me use both my hands. Be right back. Alright, I got both of them sitting in there. And what I'm going to do is slowly release the spring. Done. Into place. Bring it all the way out. Get the tool out of there. There we go. We got one in place. And in case you want to know the tool that I'm using to do this is OTC 4842 heavy duty valve spring compressor. Alright, so let me get the rest of these in and we'll be right back. Alright guys, check it out. I got two of them in there and I got my third one compressed. I'll show you a little trick I learned. I got my keepers and what I'm doing here is putting a little, what's that? No, not that one. Here we go. My Q-tip. Take my Q-tip with a little lithium and I'm putting it on the inside of the keepers to let them stick into place. Come on, let's go. So that way, when I put them in there, they'll stay. Look at that. Look at that. Let me put my finger there. So pull it in there. And then try to get my finger in there to put that thing in there, man. And that's all I have to do, hook it up once. Look at that. Perfect. Wipe my hands off. That's out of the way. Now it stays right in place perfectly. Release it out. I love this tool. Yeah, that's perfect, man. I like that. Alright, now I just want to show you that little trick. Now let me get the other three in and we'll be right back. Alright guys, girls, check this out. Look at that, man. That looks so good. I am so happy. You got a little stuff down there. Clean that up. Nice and pretty. Yeah. Got all of them in. That the little trick with the lithium, that worked great. Holding them keepers in there. Alright, so that cylinder head is done. That is done. And what I'm going to do now is set that to the side and let's go grab our other cylinder head. Be right back. You know what? Before we do that, let's set this head down. And we're going to get new lifters because them lifters I'm just not trusting. So we're going to get new lifters. So what I'm going to do in the meantime, I'm going to just set our cam down on there and put our caps back on it. Just put them on loosely. We got number 2 here. So just put them on just like this. We are definitely going to get all new lifters. I'm not taking no chance. One of them were good. I'm not taking no chances at all. Still not going to stop us from mounting the heads on though. Alright, and put those to the side. Our rockers to the side. Put those away. Those are garbage. They're garbage. Alright, let's set this to the side and get our other head. We'll be right back. Alright, here we go. We got our other cylinder head. Same process. Loosen up the bolts from the outside. Working way in. Now let's take those off and get these cams out of there. Be right back. All right, got them off. Take our cam off, set it to the side. Take our rockers. I'll take a, maybe these, I don't know, man. Looks like they all have that little, look at that kicked up oil in them. You know what, just in case these oil passages are messed up, we're gonna get them all, man. Just in case those oil passages are clogged. That's some thick grimy stuff in there. You know we don't take no chances. Alright, we got those out. Get me a rag over here. The next thing we're gonna do, put our rags up under these 2 rags up under each cylinder. Get our little tool, our little handy dandy tool. Ow, ow, that hurt, that hurt it, that hurt it, dang it. Okay. Get them out here. Take our springs off. Let's get a magnet and get our keepers. Alright. Move our keepers. All 4. Flip it over. Pop the 2 valves out. Set them to the side. Now let's get the other 4 out. We'll be right back. Alright guys, it's been about 5 minutes. That's all it takes to pop them out of there. Got them all lined up. Next thing I'm going to do, get my hose pliers. Reach in here. Pop these off. Just like that. Garbage. Let's get it up there and get this at an angle or something. What the heck? You're gonna give me a hard time. There we go. Alright, let's get the rest of them out, and then we can just clean this one. This one came out. This one's really good. Cool. Let's, we're gonna flip that over. Let's look at how it looks inside there. Oh yeah, we still gonna. I'm still pressure wash inside there. I want that to look good. Alright, so let's take the rest of these out. Then we're going to clean up the valves. And then we're going to pressure wash this head again. Get all inside here nice and clean. And then we'll be back. Alright guys, check this out. Look at those valves, man. Ooh, nice. And we're not even done yet. Alright, the next thing. We're going to take our Q-tip that has our grinding compound on it. Where is it at? There it is right there. And we're going to put it a little bit around each valve seat. All right. And you see if you can actually see that all that dirt around there. All that's a possibility of compression leak, of poor fuel economy. You definitely want that cleaned up. Alright, so that's what this stuff does. That's what lapping the valves, that's what it does. Alright, so let's put this stuff on. Got a Q-tip. Where's our Q-tip going? Let's put it down there. Let's get this stuff up there. Be right back. Okay, we got it nicely coated on all the cylinders. Now we're going to take our valves, stick them where they're supposed to be at. Cool. Now, set our camera up, and now we do our valve lap. side. And let's stick that on. This stuff sucks, man. There gotta be a better tool for the lap valves. Gotta be a better tool. Because this is the cheap way. This is the poor man's way of doing it. Maybe I just got a bad suction cup. Maybe I, you know, it's so old. All right, let's finish them all off and we'll be right back. All right, there we go. Now let's flip this head to the side and let's take these valves out. Put them back over to where they belong so we can clean them up. I am liking the way this is coming out. Okay, and our last two. Oops, let's bring this over here. Great. Now, let's take some carburetor cleaner and let's clean these valves up and clean these seats up. Get that stuff out of there. Be right back. All right, clean them up. Remember that seat? Remember this seat right here? Look at this. Look at that. That thing is nice. All right. Next thing we're gonna do, let's change our cardboard right here because this thing is kind of dirty. Let's get us a fresh piece of cardboard up under here. Flip this head over so we can install our umbrella seals. Be right back. All right, look at that. See how I pressure wash that? Nice and clean, nice smooth surfaces. All right, the next thing we're gonna do, take our little 007. We'll take a little bit of lithium and put it around each port right here, each little pin, to make sure that it don't grab and mess up the rubber seals. And then we're going to go on the inside. Remember this, the inside of each of the valve seals, so it don't, putting in the valve won't mess it up. Let's scratch it up also. So we're going to get that right inside there. Dang it. There we go. Alright, let's set this over here. And then, where's our little socket at? 6-inch 3/8 drive extension and a deep 19mm socket. And let's go set one up over here. Going to set our umbrella seal right on top of it. Get our socket with the extension. Take our hammer and just knock it down. Alright, let's do the other 5 and we'll be right back. Alright, check that out. We got all our valve umbrella seals in. Nice and new. That's going to stop that oil from going down there. Now over here, I already, remember last time I put a little lithium grease on the keepers? I'll go ahead and put some, I already go ahead and put some glue grease on there already, get them ready. And I greased the shaft on the valves. And we are looking good. Alright, let's flip our head to the side. And here's our ports. Let's start off with the first cylinder. Let's go over here and start with the little one. So we're going to We'll start with the little one. This is the exhaust valve. We're gonna put that valve in there. Perfect. Okay, let's go back around this way. And we make sure that the valve moves nice and freely. It does. Now, let's see how we're gonna set this up here. Put a little hammer up under there. Let's turn this to the side. All right, now we're gonna take our tool, bring it around. Before we do that, let's get our spring and our little cap. Now you notice how the cap looks right there. So the big end goes into the spring, just like that. So what we're gonna do is go over here. We're gonna put it down on the valve that we're working with. There we go. Level that right there. And on this side, we're gonna turn the tool till it just touches the valve. Then go back over here. I know this thing is, but it's good. And then we got this knob right here. We're just gonna turn it. Make sure over here is still good. And what we're gonna do is keep spinning it. So it's gonna compress that spring. And you gotta bring it down pretty much now. All right, then we're gonna get one half of the one keeper. And remember, the keeper has a wider end at the top, smaller end at the bottom. The smaller end will go down in the spring first. And you got to make sure, let's get one of these valves right here. You see the 3 grooves? So you want to make sure that keeper sets right just like that. Okay? Because you don't, it'll pop right loose. So we go over here. Push that down in there, and if it ain't down enough, we can just squeeze that down a little bit more. Whoops. Let's go with this side a little easier. Okay, there's one. Let's get our other one. This is a time-consuming little thing. Dang it, almost had it. Then it gets stuck and messed up like that. Should have got a little bitty screwdriver. There we go. Alright. Once that's in, put it in all the way. This is bogus. All right, there's one. And let's see if we can put this bottom one in. Alright, it's in. Then we slowly release. Done. Alright. Now we're going to back our tool up a little bit. And let's go to another one. Let's go to the other cylinder over here. You know, while we bat it up, look, we gotta flip it around to the other one. Let's get this other one in. We'll be right back. Okay, we got our other exhaust valve. Let's put that in there. Okay, make sure it moves nice and easy, which it does. Let's get our spring, set it down, Okay. And hopefully this one go a lot easier. Just trying to make sure I push it down enough. Alright, let's get our first keeper. Put it in there. Matter of fact, let's spin this around and it should stay into place with the lithium grease. Great. Let's get our second one. Perfect.
What things do?
They hold that from coming out, because without those in there, that spring will just pop right out. Okay. Unhook it. Perfect. All right. Let's get the other 4 in, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. Look at that. Man, brand new. Cleaned up the valves. Might would say they brand new valves. Brand new umbrella seals. Or valve stem seals. Definitely, if you're doing a job takeoff, definitely do that, because it avoids that oil getting into that cylinder. You'll be sitting around wondering, is it my valve seals? Is it my rings? So in this way, you cut that mess out. All right, the next thing we're going to do is, we're not going to mount the heads on. That's going to be for the next episode. But in this episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my tool, and we're going to clean the gasket where the gaskets go at. Clean that and get that ready. All right, we'll be right back. All right, check this out, guys. Look at these heads. Look at that. Look what I mean. That is such a great job. Clean that up. This thing is going to run like a brand new engine. All right.
Modest too.
Yeah, I am. Very. All right, let's flip our heads over. Make sure the cardboard underneath is clean. And we just want to flip these over. One of our caps came off. So we're just going to put our cap back on here. Hold in a little bit. Okay. Let's flip this one over. Okay, let's take our cam. Let's wipe the journals off. We're gonna put little lithium grease on any inside these caps, but we're not gonna do it yet, because we're gonna take these cams up. We're gonna put the heads on without the cams. All right, and then we're gonna take out. Remember, these are all numbered. Okay. 2, 4, and number 3. All right, and on our rockers, we got the 2, 4, 6 that go to this one, and then we got 4 over here. All right, now this is an important part. We're going to replace all the lifters, and I'm going to tell you why we're going to replace them. Let's go here. And we got all 12 brand new lifters. And what I want you to pay attention to is, watch this. When I go to squeeze this down, can you see that? We can put it in the sun better. When I squeeze that, look at it. See that? That's like right there. Remember the old ones? As a matter of fact, look at it right now. Look at the height of it. You can see the old one. See how short it is? Because that's a sunk lifter. And look at that. Remember that? So that is a sunk lifter right there. This one, you can't do that to. This one, and when you push it down, that comes right back up. This one, you push it down, it's sunk. Those lifters are garbage, and that's probably what happened. Is lost oil pressure, lifters collapsed, and the rockers came out the way they was before. So we got all 12. And we wasn't sure about rockers. So there's 3 of them. So we got us 3 brand new rockers. Check that out. Now it didn't go on this head. It went on this head right here. So I know it goes on that head. Now before we install these rockers, the lifters, which will be a while, what we're going to do is soak them in oil. And that bleeds them out. Because what happens is, see the little hole right there? That's where the oil pressure goes in and keeps those lifters up. So what we do is soak these in oil, and it slowly bleeds the lifters out. And you can do that. You got to let that overnight. Let that sit overnight. So we got here. We got this little container here. And we're going to set all our lifters up like this. Alright, so I'm going to set them all up, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, we got them all set up, standing up.
Why you gotta be standing up?
Because I want them that way.
Because? What?
That's right, that's all.
What kind of answer is that?
See, nobody questions me.
Let's do that
okay, you know, alright, fine. You gotta stand up. If I knock some more over, because the oil's gotta seep in through the little hole on the side, but you gotta have the top outside of oil so it'll be able to bleed through. And what we do is take 10W30 and we just go right ahead.
Why 10W30?
This is nice because that's the way oil we're gonna be using in the car. And you gotta make sure you got enough to fill up to the top. Get to the top of that lifter. Top of those lifters. Alright, and that's gonna set for 24 hours. And actually you can start seeing bubbles coming inside there. Well, that might be at the bottom. That ain't nothing there. But, now we're just gonna let that set for 24 hours, and actually it's gonna be set for longer because we're gonna actually put our head on and everything before that's set. Alright? We'll be right back.
Alright, so that's the end of part 12 on this
Part 13.
Oh. Okay, so you want to do it over?
Nope.
Okay, so this is the end of part 13 on this 2003 Jeep Liberty engine rebuilt. So I don't know what was done because I was only here for a few minutes. So whatever.
You know what done.
You guys know what was done because you should have watched the video. If not, rewind. So no, I only know part of it. I don't know that much.
Okay.
Anyway. So if you guys have any comments or questions, you can post them below in the comment section, or you can email Timmy at tim@astralautorepairs.com. Hope you paid attention. If not, watch it again. This is Sylvia from Astral Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. See you next time.